Episode 2 The Whispering Shadows. The evening sky darkened as the rain outside softened to a gentle drizzle. Inside Maiara's room, the small notebook rested on her desk, its worn cover almost glowing under the warm light of her pumpkin-shaped lamp. Maiara sat cross-legged on her bed, her hands tracing invisible patterns in the air as she whispered to herself. Magic is in everyone. It's just a matter of whether you notice it or not. Emma's words echoed in her mind, filling her with a strange mixture of excitement and apprehension. She glanced at the notebook, its fragile pages beckoning her to explore its secrets. She reached out, hesitating for only a moment before flipping it open. "All right," she whispered. "Let's see what you've got for me." The first few pages were filled with quick sketches of herbs and flowers, each one labeled in her mother's careful handwriting. There were notes about lavender for calming spells, rosemary for memory, and sage for cleansing. Maiara's fingers hovered over the drawings as if they might spring to life under her touch. She turned the page and found something different, a simple incantation written in the center, surrounded by spirals and doodles of stars. "Light of the soul, hear my plea. Illuminate the magic in me." Maiara's heart skipped a beat. The words were simple, yet they seemed to hum with a quiet power. "Do I say it out loud?" she muttered, glancing at the closed door to make sure no one was listening. Just as she opened her mouth to try, the door swung open with a bang. "Maiara, the Wi-Fi's still down," Lisa announced, stomping into the room with his tablet in hand. "How am I supposed to stream anything?" Maiara jumped, slamming the notebook shut. "Lisa, don't you knock?" she snapped, her cheeks flushing. Lisa raised an eyebrow. "What are you hiding? Is it a diary? Oh my gosh, are you writing love letters? Get out!" Maiara threw a pillow at him, but Lisa ducked, grinning. "Relax, I'm just kidding," he said, plopping down on the edge of her bed. "Seriously, though, what's up with you? You've been acting all weird since you talked to Mom." Maiara hesitated. She wanted to tell Lisa, but she remembered her mom's warning about keeping this private. "Nothing," she said finally. "Just stuff about Mom's art and writing. You wouldn't get it." Lisa squinted at her. "Uh-huh, sure." He stood up and headed for the door, but paused before leaving. "Hey, if it's something cool, you better tell me eventually. I mean it." Yeah, Maiara said, rolling her eyes. "Now go fix your Wi-Fi or something." After Lisa left, Maiara locked the door behind him and sat back down at her desk. The notebook stared up at her like it knew she was hesitating. "Light of the soul, hear my plea." "What's the worst that could happen?" she muttered. "It's not like I'm going to summon a demon or something." She took a deep breath and recited the words, her voice trembling at first but growing steadier with each syllable. "Light of the soul, hear my plea. Illuminate the magic in me." The room fell silent. For a moment, nothing happened, and Maiara felt a pang of disappointment. But then she noticed the shadows in the corners of her room seemed to shift. They danced along the walls, faint and fleeting, like whispers at the edge of her vision. The flame of her pumpkin lamp flickered, and a soft warmth spread through her chest, as though her heart had been lit from within. "Whoa," she breathed, her eyes wide. "Did I do that?" The warmth in her chest faded, leaving her feeling both exhilarated and drained. She leaned back in her chair, staring at the notebook. It didn't just feel like an old relic anymore. It felt alive. "Okay," she whispered, a grin creeping across her face. "This is real." A knock at the door startled her. "Maiara?" Emma's voice called softly. "Are you all right?" Maiara quickly shoved the notebook under a pile of papers on her desk. "Yeah, Mom. Just doing homework." There was a pause. Then Emma said, "All right. Just don't stay up too late." "Got it," Maiara called back. As Emma's footsteps faded down the hall, Maiara pulled the notebook back out, her heart racing. She didn't know what had just happened, but she was sure of one thing. This was only the beginning.